Okay. All right.
Do it before I spill all the secrets and then you have no content.
Not the secrets. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Talk Photo to Me. This is gonna be chaotic already. I'm Maddie Roberts. As you can tell, I have a guest. It's my beautiful friend Katie Smith. She's here, and we're gonna get into like getting to know Katie in just a hot second, but we're gonna talk about something really crazy. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced this before. Maybe a hot topic. Imposter syndrome. What is that? We're gonna get into it. So
Good stuff.
let's just get into it. Okay. Katie Smith, everyone.
Hi.
I'm gonna let you talk.
Again.
Kind of tell everybody who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it, what you specialize in. I want like the whole like 5 minute little thing.
5 minutes. Wow.
1 minute. 30 seconds. Go.
I didn't know I was prepared for an oral presentation. That's fine. Hi, I'm Katie. I don't think I've ever heard you call me Katie Smith a day in my life.
It felt weird.
That was odd.
It felt weird
Please
coming out.
never do that again.
You got it, Katie Smith.
Katie Sue is acceptable.
Katie
It's
Smith.
like calling me Mrs. Smith. I'm like, that is my, it's not even my mother-in-law, okay? That's my grandmother-in-law, okay?
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Okay.
Will not. That won't happen again. I'm so sorry.
Know your place. Hi, I'm Katie. I'm Maddie's best friend. Shay, come for me.
Not Shay.
I can be a professional. Okay, so I'm a
Yeah.
full-time wedding photographer.
Mhm.
I'm also a part-time social media specialist, which is a
Mhm.
good time.
Love.
And soon to be yoga teacher, which is fun.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, more about that later.
It's fine.
I've been doing photography professionally. I believe it'll be 8 years next month. Woohoo.
Oh my gosh.
Which is so exciting.
Fun. And you like specialize photography wise? What do you do?
Specialize in weddings, couples, and boudoir.
Fun.
I mean, I feel like any photographer, like, you can specialize in many things and you can take the picture, but that doesn't mean that you necessarily are going to have a fun time.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Families love them. I have a handful of clients that'll do, but otherwise, please no. please no. But if I have any cutie couples that are like, I want to elope in the mountain, or yeah, hit me up. Thank
That's
you.
your jam.
That's my bread and butter right there.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Love. And Katie is unreal. I just gotta say, like, absolutely look up to this girl.
Cry.
We'll learn something
Right.
new from her every time I talk to her. And so I'm really
Like how
glad
you shouldn't use knockoff batteries in your camera.
we were not talking about that. Katie.
Or that you need to format your SD card
Hey!
every single time you shoot.
Hey! I know.
I truly feel like the mom of our little photographer friend group. I'm like, what are you doing?
She is. We would be lost without her. And honestly, I'm so glad I wouldn't be who I am
An
today. without her.
American treasure, truly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I was just kind of like talking about kind of what we've got going on in our lives, things that we're looking
Yeah.
forward to. You said yoga. We can kind of talk about that a little bit too,
Yes.
but like also what do you've got going on photography wise? What's your week looking like?
Oh, it's hell week.
Oh,
And it's not in a bad sense, you
Okay.
know, not in the sense of like, I am dreading this.
Sure.
It's in the sense of I will be deceased by the end of this week.
no,
You're
we need
gonna
you.
have to peel me off of the startup building in Provo Saturday night, okay?
Oh no.
So started this week off strong. Started the month off strong.
Yeah.
With a wedding in the mountains last night. Cutie
Delicious.
little LGBTQ wedding.
Delicious.
Cried. Have you shot many LGBTQ weddings?
I shot one. Today's Monday.
Yes, I know.
Saturday.
Labor Day weekend's throwing me off.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
throwing me-
where
I shot
am.
one Saturday and it was awesome.
Beautiful.
I've done a couple.
Right.
I want to do more.
Tell me if you've had a different experience, but usually they're really, really small and really intimate.
Mm-hmm.
This one, like 100 people there.
Huge.
I was ready to cry. Like as
Love.
people were piling in for the ceremony. I'm like, you have so many people here that love you and support you, and you have your village. Like,
Oh my god.
just in tears. It was so beautiful.
That's amazing.
They had such a lit party. The it smelt like alcohol by the end of the night. Everybody was
Absolutely.
gonna have a really good headache this morning. I hope they're okay and they drank water.
Hell
But
yeah.
That it was such a good time.
Ah,
And then today is kind of like little rest day before we get into the thick of it. I have yoga teacher training on Wednesday.
yeah.
And then have a wedding. They booked me last year and they're getting married on Friday. And then I have another couple that's getting married on Saturday. So 3 weddings this week. Which is way more than I usually do in a week. My max is usually 1 or 2. But
I'm sorry.
when you're feeling broke, you get desperate. You're like, I can do 3 weddings in 1 week.
Get the coin. Get the coin.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll come bring you some care packages. And
Oh, you're not going to have a chance because Saturday night I'm going to be driving up to Idaho. So.
Okay.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
I'll see you at my wake. I'll wave to you from the casket.
Fabulous. What a lit time.
Long 6-hour days. My feet are gonna hurt, but I love nothing more. I feel like a masochist in a sense. And people ask me all the time, they're like you actually enjoy doing weddings? Like weddings are so stressful. I'm like, it's the best time in the world.
Dude, it's so much fun.
So much fun.
I know a couple of like people that are like photographers that are mainly wedding photographers and they don't love it, but they do it because it's a good paycheck and stuff like that. And that's totally fine. You can
I will be frank, the wedding industry is like a very good paycheck.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
But I yes, of course do it for the money, but I love the whole day.
Passionate about it. Yeah.
Oh, the whole day is awesome. Seeing him get ready.
Private vows. Walking down the aisle.
The little first look moments, tears.
Dancing.
Oh, it's all.
Exit. I can't pick a favorite. Somebody's like, what's your favorite part of the wedding day? I'm like,
I couldn't tell you.
Yes. All of it.
The whole thing.
Especially the point where I get to sit down and take my little 30-minute break and inhale my food while they're doing speeches and toasts.
Okay, I've never had a bad meal at a wedding. I've never had one. And I've thought about it the other day because I was eating at this wedding and I was like, it's always been good food.
It's always good food.
And I'm just thrilled about that.
I'm
it up.
really happy that my couples vet solid caterers.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's rough because I have some weird dietary restrictions. I know that you have some dietary restrictions.
Yeah, it can be hard.
So, like, of course, if they're like, we're having pulled pork, I'm like, I will be starving tonight, but thank you.
I will not be. I'll be
getting
passing
my
out the
skinny goals.
Skinny. Oh my gosh.
Wedding food is always the best time. I'm a sucker for the dessert table, though. The second they bust out the desserts, I'm like, that is where I will be visiting for the rest of the night. Thank you.
Bruh. I mean, I always feel like we're in Utah. There's always going to be some kind of cookie or something. And I'm just like, nom. Give me the cookies.
Like, the wedding cake is cool. That's great. But, like, cookies, brownies. I had a wedding that did macarons, wept.
Bougie.
And I'm saying it correct. It's macaron, not macaroons. They are different.
There's like 2 different things. There's macarons and then there's macarons.
Yes, because macarons are like the little sandwich cookies and they're made with almond flour. Macaroons are made with coconut meringue.
Which I feel like I may be partial to. I love macaroons.
I don't know that I've actually ever had a macaroon.
I think I have. Because coconut meringue sounds familiar and something. And I love it.
Not a meringue girl, but...
You're wrong.
I'll try anything once. Okay. Settle down.
Sorry.
Settle down.
Okay. Okay. For my week, I've been doing nothing. I'm
so happy for you. I'm genuinely so happy for you.
I've been so busy. It's kind of nice to have a week to kind of recuperate a little bit.
Yeah, you've been hauling.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I shot a wedding on Saturday. My legs don't work right now.
I remember your Marco Polo this morning. You're like, I literally cannot even get down the stairs.
It's traumatic, really. I don't know how I'm going to recover. And I really can't understand because I really didn't do... I was standing still at this wedding. Like,
that's how it gets you.
And I'm like...
It's not even the squatting. It's just the standing.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy. So I'm just going to take this week and recover from that. But... basically just working on the pod, trying to get it going, and we're just gonna have a good time during this week. This will be fun. Anyways, okay, let's get into it. We're talking about imposter syndrome. Where do we even begin? There's so much.
Number one, who am I to talk about imposter syndrome?
We are not. Us?
Me? A source? Somebody tell you what I think about this matter that I've experienced?
What? I know, really crazy that I have you on this episode. I mean, what?
Grasping straws.
Okay.
I seem confident I'm actually a wreck, you guys, okay?
Actually not okay. But it's okay. It's okay that she's not okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's okay to not be okay.
The professional podcaster in me looked up the definition of imposter syndrome. Because I just want to set the tone here. Like,
I would have loved you to, like, set a Webster dictionary. Just
threw
right
mine
there,
away. So sorry.
Flip to imposter syndrome. Next time, it's okay.
Next time, we'll bring it back. Okay, so imposter syndrome is a cognitive distortion that causes people to feel like they are not good enough, even when they have experience to the contrary.
Well, if that's not just to the point.
Yeah.
Stab you right in the heart.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
So, yeah, basically feeling like you're not good enough. I mean, you receive
self-doubt.
Yeah, heavy self-doubt. You receive praise, and everyone's just like, oh my gosh, I love your work. You're like the best. You teach me your ways, and you're like,
right.
I don't think I deserve that. I don't know if that's me. There's so much I need to do better. And we just kind of self-doubt it.
Right.
Up a ton.
I mean, even last night when I was at that wedding, one of the cutie little grandmas was just like, if it's not the famous photographer, I'm like, whoa.
Like, wait a minute.
Thank you. But no. I'm just a little guy. Just a little guy that's trying to do well at my job. Maybe eventually, but I don't know that's the right title for me, but thank you.
No, and that's so crazy for me to hear you say that, because again, I look at you and I'm like, you're established in like the wedding Utah plus beyond world. Like I feel like you're up there in people that I would like, and I'm not just saying that because we're best friends. Like, I really do.
Just try and butter me up, get you to bring me more duchies. I get it.
Your words, not mine. Anyways,
I'm here for the trade photos and for the free duchies.
but like, I can see the work that you produce, and it's actually like, it's genuinely, you have a brand. Like, you are well known, you're established. It's very good. It's very romantic and storytelling, and you're so good with couples and stuff like that. Like, you made a reputation for yourself, and like, see, like, it's hard to hear that.
I hear my therapist in my brain just saying, say thank you. Just say thank you. Don't deflect the compliment. Just say thank you.
But like, isn't that so like fascinating? Like, for me, like, as an outside person, like, hearing people tell you compliments, it's like, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But then you flip those roles, and like, if somebody were to compliment me, I'd be like,
yeah, maybe being like, Maddie is a pro at lighting. This woman is incredible at portraits, has such a phenomenal creative artistic vision, and is the best hype woman you'll ever receive in your entire life. See how uncomfortable she just got? She's shrinking. She like lost 3 inches of height. And she turtled.
And that's why do we think this way?
Right, that initial reaction of like, ooh.
Why? Like, it's so nice, and it's our dream,
right,
to be successful and to be well known and world renowned and stuff like that. Like, this is our goal, to be the best. And so when people are confirming our goal, why is it so hard for us to hear?
Right. Well, I think there's so many different elements that go into it.
Yeah.
Of like, the first thing being like, we're artists, in a broad spectrum. Like, photography is a media art, and art is subjective, right? So to be like, this art is the best that has ever been seen, you're the best at it, like, feels odd.
Yeah.
From an artist perspective. Because I mean, even you take somebody like Picasso, or you, okay, maybe Picasso's not a good example because a lot of people don't like Picasso, but like Monet, like you look at Monet, Water Lilies, and somebody be like, that is the most beautiful painting of water lilies. Monet is gonna have to say things about that work of being like, I could have done this better. It's not that great.
Yeah,
you know. So I think there's that element of it where like art is subjective and it's truly to the eye of the beholder, and we're not necessarily the own beholder of our own art.
Yeah,
and so I think that's hard to come to terms with accepting other people's visions and how they see your art, because you're like, I don't see it that way, and it's not negative, it's just like, I didn't see it that way. Okay, cool, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's so oh my gosh, so interesting, because like, I don't know, like, yes, it's super subjective, but I also feel like in the, I guess, niches or the subjects that we have, like,
we'll get there. We'll get to that one, buddy.
I know, but like, it's like, yeah, if I was just saying I'm a photographer and somebody's, maybe I took their family photos, and those things, family photos, they're great, they're cute, I love them, but I'm not specialized in them and stuff like that.
I will always send you my friends that are lovely and have a passion for it. I am not that person.
Yeah, exactly.
I am going to be just as overstimulated as your 4-year-old having a meltdown on the ground. Okay?
Yeah, 100%. But it's just like, that just, I lost my train of thought. That's so fun.
Get back to the station, girly.
Where are we at? No. I guess what I was trying to say is just like I feel like it's way more prominent in niches or subjects that I'm more confident in, I guess, is I think where I was trying to go to.
Yeah. The
like,
things that you were like, yeah, I am good at this. I've worked hard to be good at this.
Yeah. But like, so if people were to come to me and just be like, love this portrait series, like, outdid yourself, whatever, and stuff like that. But it to me, it's just like, well, I know what happened behind the scenes. I know what happened the whole day, and I'm
saw
like,
the whole process.
Yeah, the whole process wasn't where there. Every single time something's gonna go wrong. I mean, that's just the name of the game. It's
so rare that like the vision that you have in your brain, or even the vision you have on paper, is gonna be what actually happens, and will be the product that comes out of a shoot.
Yeah. And I think that probably plays into like a big reason as to why imposter syndrome is a thing. You know the whole process of your own work. Like you know where you messed up. You know where lighting didn't work. You know where your shutter was at the wrong speed. Like,
and we're our own worst critics.
Oh, we're so mean to ourselves.
A big hand into imposter syndrome is that we're our own worst critics.
Yeah. And I think we are because we want success. We desperately. We want to be the best. But like we're like you were saying, like, how can you be the best in something that's so subjective? And so like it's this never-ending cycle of striving for the best, but not being able to get it because what is the best?
Yeah. And not feeling like you're there.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just uncomfy. And I guess I kind of, okay. So I want to go into some more storytelling a little bit.
Yeah.
If you have do you have like any examples or things that come to mind when you think of imposter syndrome, like experiences, stories, or anything like that?
I mean, like, happens every single time that I have couples from out of state that are like, hey, we want to hire you as our photographer. We love your work. I'm like,
oh yeah,
who am I? Out of who knows how many photographers that are local to their state.
Yeah.
And they chose me.
Oh, yeah.
To pay for my travel, to come out there, to document their wedding. Like, are we sure? Did somebody manipulate? Were you gaslit? Like, did I manipulate you? Like,
you're just going to see your couples.
Is there hey. Could you imagine? I just, in my review, sending to people, like, did you ever experience gaslighting from me?
Oh my gosh, I would die. Do you actually like me? I know we did the wedding. do you actually
not my people-pleasing tendencies coming out?
Oh man, that kind of brings up a little bit of another point I want to talk about too. Right. Like, do you feel like people who experience more imposter syndrome kind of have other, I guess, maybe like past traumas or anything, like people pleasers? Like, do you feel like people pleasers are a little bit more of people who experience imposter syndrome, or do you think that kind of matters? Because like, I think because for me, when I experience imposter syndrome, it's because oh my gosh, we're like gonna trauma dump here. But
girl, we got the tea, okay? We're ready to go. The chai tea is locked and loaded. Got a little bit of pumpkin in here. Let's go.
Solid.
The spice has been added.
Oh my gosh, it is September. Pumpkin.
Wild.
But like for me, my imposter syndrome comes from like my dad was in the military, is still in the military. I grew up with this like try harder, do better mindset and stuff like that. And so I always tried harder and tried to do better, and nothing was ever good enough. And I adore my dad. I don't think he meant anything bad for it. I think I just kind of got that as the vibe of the kid and stuff like that.
So we lost like the last 5 minutes that we were yapping. So we're going to start off where that left off.
Yeah, 100%. We were just spilling all this hot tea, and then it's just
really
like
dishing it out.
The camera's just like, wait, I don't think I can handle this. No. Okay, so where we left off, we were asking about like, do we feel like people pleasers are a little bit more inclined to have like imposter syndrome and stuff like that? I kind of feel like maybe there's deeper things that are happening to people that they experience a little bit more of imposter syndrome from personal experience.
Right.
But that could be not right. But
I mean, I feel like the two really go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And it's not like, again, like the cause or effect. One causes the other. And I believe that there are always other underlining things that are happening. Like people pleasing can be caused by so many other things, like developed in childhood, developed from relationships. 100%. Like some of us are just born that way.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And then imposter syndrome, I think it kind of, I feel like stems from a place of humility of like, we don't want to be like, I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it comes from that space of wanting to be humble and not wanting to be like, I'm the best. But then it kind of turns into like almost self-sabotage territory.
Isn't that fascinating?
Of you start to like deny yourself opportunities because you don't believe that you're good enough.
Fascinating.
Yes.
That's so crazy. Like just like that settled in so well. That's just crazy that like it's you're trying to stay humble, and being humble is a good thing.
Yes,
in my
such
opinion,
a wonderful quality.
I think it's really important, and that is always on the back of my mind. Like yes. I'm always just like, okay, like never ever come across cocky. Yeah. You are good, but like there's always something else you can learn. Like I'm a strong believer in that. Like I think there's a difference between cocky and confidence, right? Like
absolutely. And it's not a fine line either.
No,
like
not at all. No, it's crazy.
It's a big jump from 100%. Confident to cocky.
No, yeah, 100%. But it's like, so you're sitting there and you're being humble, and it's good, and it's you know, you're staying grounded and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it kind of turns into this like self-doubt, sabotage and stuff like that. And so like something,
there's a seed that's planted there that's like,
yeah,
but what if you actually suck and people are lying to you?
Yeah.
I feel like that's always the voice that comes in with imposter syndrome is like, but they're lying to you.
Oh my gosh.
And it comes from like distrust in yourself, but distrust with others.
Ooh, but I think trust issues.
Yes. I think it's ultimately rooted in the distrust with yourself. Of like not having that trust and that backup from yourself to be like, you know what? No, actually, like, yeah, I am good at this. Yeah, I do deserve these opportunities. And when people come to you and be like, you're fantastic at this and da 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 and da da da.
Yeah.
That you can be like, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's so true. Because I feel like, so I've been doing photography for 5.5 years now. Mm-hmm. And I feel like maybe this last year and a half, I've actually kind of accepted the fact that I am good at what I do.
Yeah.
And like, I do have talent. And I feel like the imposter syndrome, I don't feel like ever goes away, but I do feel like it got... No. But I do feel like it's quieted down a little bit because I do have trust and confidence in myself and what I do. And so like I can still be humble. I can still be like, yeah, I got you. I can crush these portraits. I can crush these weddings and I got you. But I'm also like aware that here's things I'm not so good at and here's things that I could do better at. And I'm going to stay aware, but I'm also going to be confident in what I know what to do and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's so nice. It's so nice to kind of have that break a little bit of being like imposter syndrome every single time you shoot and stuff like that. And then, so like, there's hope.
There is.
There's hope.
Well, and that's a whole another facet of imposter syndrome is experience.
Yeah.
You know, that imposter syndrome is so heavy and is at the back of your brain. Not even at the back of the brain. It's at the forefront of your brain the entire time you're beginning photography. Not even of like dinking around on your camera, you know, shooting with friends, but when you start that business of like, this is what I'm going to do to pay my bills. And this is like what makes me happy. Yeah. That imposter syndrome really kicks in. Like that first year of my business, I'm like, who am I to be charging people $100? $100. Who am I to be charging $300 for a wedding? 8-hour wedding.
300. We were all there.
Oh, we've all done it. We've all done the $300 weddings. We've all done the free shoots. Like, we've all been. It's the rite of passage, frankly.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so true.
We've all been through the ringer, but like, it's so difficult to acknowledge your own value when you're just beginning. Yeah. Because you don't feel like you have value. Yeah. You're like, I'm new at this. Yeah. But like the fact of the matter is like you already paid for the gear. Like you have knowledge, you have informations like editing software, presets. Like if you're filed with the government and need to pay taxes, we don't support doing things under the table, okay? Be legal. But
say it louder for the people in the back.
Do it the right way. You know? Yeah. But like you have expenses. There are things going on and like you need to cover those costs and you need to cover your own back. Yeah. You know?
100%.
And that imposter syndrome takes over. You know, it completely blindsides those things of like, it's like, here's the fact of the matter. There's all these expenses and I need to put food on the table at the end of the day. So my $100 shoot isn't $100 anymore. It's $300. You know? Yeah. You know, and as you grow and you get more and more experience, the numbers don't become as scary. Planning a shoot doesn't become as scary. Telling your clients, hey, I need you to wear XX and X, or please don't wear bright red. I'm going to cry. Yeah. You know? Your confidence in yourself and in your knowledge and your experience will grow over time. And that imposter syndrome will start to quiet for other things. Yeah. But I feel like it doesn't go away. No. And even if at times, like, it can waver.
Oh, yeah.
Like, 2 years ago, I like to affectionately refer to it as my photographer identity crisis. When you've been scrolling on Instagram and Pinterest just a little too long and you're like, does my editing style actually suck? And you decide that you need to do a complete and total overhaul on your style.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think that for me was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. And I was just like, I hate my editing style. Absolutely hate this. Like, can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And went through like 2-3 years of tweaking my presets to where it's just fine now. And I look at the presets I used to use and I was like, oh, honey, we were going through something.
Oh, yeah.
we were.
No, isn't that so
That imposter syndrome got you real good, didn't it? And it was a good change, okay?
Yeah.
The imposter syndrome can be good, but...
Isn't that kind of crazy? I feel like you hear imposter syndrome and you get, like, really scared. It's like a negative connotation.
Exactly.
And I think overall, like, it really can destroy people and stuff like that. But, like, I think if you go about it in the right ways, it can really... If you understand it, I feel like it can really teach you about yourself. And I don't know, I feel like you and I'm sure a whole bunch of people out there, we're kind of in tune with our emotions, you know.
Oh boy, I sure hope so.
I feel like when we are feeling things, we can assess. We can be like, okay, here's how I'm feeling.
We're able to like slow it down,
process some things, observe and stuff like that. And I think when that's happening with imposter syndrome, I think that can be turned into a good thing. It can be like, okay, I'm seeing this other photographer and this other photographer is blowing my mind right now. And I want to be where this other photographer is. And I don't think I can.
And the appreciation turns into envy.
Yeah.
And the imposter syndrome gets a real good chokehold on you.
Dude, and like social media.
Love her, hate her. Want to be her, want to leave her.
So true.
She's my best friend that stabs me in the back constantly.
Just kicks me when I'm down and then gives me a piece of cake when she's done, you know?
Right.
Like, I love it and hate it at the same time. But, like...
She's like, you're terrible, but also, here's 300 likes on your newest reel. You're like, thank you.
You're like,
I just lost like 100 followers. I'm like, okay.
No, but like, isn't it crazy? Like, social media is our job. Like, as photographers, we have to.
I didn't sign up for that.
But we have to. In this day and age.
And that's a new shift.
Yeah.
Like, social media took over in 2020 when Miss Rona decided to come for all of our lives and lockdown happened. Like, social media dynamics changed completely.
100%.
So not even is it just creatives that are now entirely reliant on social media. Like, yeah, you can have a website portfolio, you can have business cards, but marketing tactics have completely changed across the board for small businesses. It's not the same. You have to be so on it with social media now.
Yeah. So you have to. It's part of the job. And it's so hard. For me, I can't speak for anybody but myself, but for me, mentally, so hard. And I don't think it helps imposter syndrome.
No.
There are so many people that I admire and think they're so talented, and I just think they're crushing it in this world and in this industry. And then I never do, but I almost want to unfollow them because I only compare myself to them.
That's when we hit the mute button.
I forget there's a mute button.
We love them. I'm like, I don't want to stop supporting you. I love you. I just need to not see you for a second because it's not good for my mental health.
Yeah. But like, I see those things and I'm like, that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm trash. You're doing all of this stuff wrong and you should just stop now before you get to her and stuff like that. And it's like, imagine waking up every day and having that thought process every single time you go on Instagram or TikTok and stuff like that.
Ugh.
That's so draining and not a cool space to be in.
Go find an actual punching bag. Please stop using yourself. You know?
Dude, I
Get that awesome membership.
I need it.
Get out of your brain.
It's bad. There are times that I just really don't open up Instagram for like 5 days.
Oh yeah.
I can't. I know. I spent years beating myself down for not being good enough like these other people where I'm just like, okay, I think I'm really talented and I think I'm good. And me seeing other people and their success is kind of hurting me right now. So we're going to step away. We're going to focus on bettering myself and then we'll come back.
And that doesn't mean that we're not proud of them, right?
No!
Community over competition every day. We're so happy for those people that have worked hard, that are where they are at, where they are. And we know that it's hard. It's not sunshine and roses.
Yeah.
Even the people that are the most successful and like look picture perfect on Instagram.
Yeah.
Have the bad days. Have the rot days where they spend hours in bed scrolling on TikTok feeling just as terribly as we do, you know?
Oh, 100%. No, 100%. And isn't that just such an interesting feeling though? Like it's not so black and white. You can be so supportive and love these people and want them to succeed, but then also you have to kind of look after yourself and you have to...
Those things can coexist.
They can. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Coexist is such a fun word because I feel like I grew up not realizing that things can coexist.
Right.
Like I've always like been like,
the black and white thinking. You know?
Yeah. I would, and my dad was very much black and white thinking, and I feel like I got that a little bit from him. And so if you can hear my dog.
Hi, sweetie.
He is barking for no reason.
I mean, military households, but also like religious households.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You know, if you grow up in any sort of like structural religious household, you know, you do in a degree have a little bit of black and white thinking.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and to realize that things can, like the yin and the yang, you know, like the bright, the dark, those things coexist. They have to exist for each other in order to see each other.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're never going to see the differences and you're never going to be able to become better or be better.
Yeah, no. And it's, I don't know. It's hard to get your mind out of that for living in it for so long.
Yeah.
We're still working on it, and I'm 27 years old.
Sometimes you gotta have your brain rot day, okay?
Brain rot days.
Just be sad club hours. Cry a little bit.
And that's okay.
Come back when you're ready.
Exactly. And that's totally fine. But like I do think things aren't black and white. Everything's a little bit of gray and stuff like that. Yeah. And so it's important to know that things can coexist and you can be so proud and you can be so envious kind of at the same time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And that's okay. Like obviously, like, envy isn't a fun feeling to feel and stuff like that. And I think it only gets bad when you start to put others down. You're allowed to feel envious. I feel like, you correct me, she's the zodiac queen, but I feel like as a Scorpio, I feel like
Scorpio girlies.
I feel like we get a little jealous, a little lot. I mean, Yeah. And so it's so hard. I think about that all the time. I'm like, I get jealous so easily, and then I start to pick apart myself. And
I mean, we're also just inherently very judgmental souls. I don't want to say I'm a judgmental person, but girl,
I mean, yeah,
I'm not gonna speak my judgment right off the bat, but it is happening.
But it's rolling in the back of the head.
It's rolling. I'm gonna find a way to not make it that, but it is in there.
Oh my gosh, no, it's crazy. But okay, so imposter syndrome as photographers, we've kind of been talking about it and stuff like that. And imposter syndrome doesn't only exist for photographers.
No.
It's like everyone. Everyone could experience this.
Doctors can have imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Teachers have imposter syndrome. Your mother has imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Cybersecurity. My husband's in cybersecurity. He has imposter syndrome. And that kind of blew my mind a little bit because he's talented in what he does. And
he's extremely intelligent.
Yeah, extremely smart. Sometimes a little too smart.
Okay.
Josh. But
do I need to leave?
Oh my gosh. But like, he got an award for something, and he was gonna go talk to his manager about it because he was like, I don't think this is for me. Like, he's like, I don't know if I deserve this because it came with a bonus and stuff like that, and he was like, not for me. And I was like, what?
Right.
You're experiencing imposter syndrome. And that was the first time he's ever felt imposter syndrome.
Woof.
I know. And he was like, this does not seem right. Like, and stuff. And I was like, you're going through imposter syndrome right now. And I was kind of like, in that moment, I was kind of shocked because in my mind, I guess I only thought imposter syndrome was like for creatives or artists and stuff like that. But it's not. It's it's everyone experiences it.
Well, I think like imposter syndrome also comes from not wanting to look at yourself, not wanting to perceive yourself. Because like if we sit with the uncomfy emotions. I feel like that's one of the things that I've retained most from therapy. Yeah, was my therapist saying, get comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, because it's at that point you're really able to experience your thoughts and your emotions. Yeah. So, like, if people are coming up to you and be like, Maddie, you are so incredible. These things that you're doing are fabulous. And you feel that shrinking start to happen of like, oh, thank you. Like, I want to be small. It's like, sit with it. You know, allow yourself, open up to it. Yeah. Be like, okay, this person is saying these things. Most of the time, like, if you think about it from your own perspective, you're like, I'm not going to say something to somebody that's ingenuine. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to say that just to gas them up, just to tear them down, unless you're an absolute rotten, terrible, horrible human being. Right. And I will die on that hill. Okay? Yeah. No, 100%. Bold statement, but I'll die on that hill. You know, if you gas people up just to tear them down or ingenuine, take a look at yourself. But yeah. You're not going to say something disingenuine to somebody. So making the broad assumption that somebody is coming to you with those compliments and with those things to say about you that are genuine, that are coming from a place of love. And sitting with yourself with that, being like, okay, yeah, I am fantastic at what I do. And allowing yourself to sit, being like, okay, Katie, okay, Maddie, what you have, we wouldn't necessarily deem as like a normal job. People don't just go take photos of people's weddings for a living. Like, this is a life-changing, altering event that you're documenting. These are photos that people, their children, grandchildren, ancestors down the line are going to be looking at later in the future. And that kind of puts it into perspective a little bit of being like, hang on, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm doing, you zoom back out. Like, we get so microscopic with ourselves.
Yeah.
That if we're able to zoom back out on the bigger picture and be like, I'm part of this puzzle piece that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, same with the doctor, same with Josh. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're a small working piece of this. Yes, you got acknowledgement, you got an award, but like, look at the broad spectrum of the things that you did that caused this chain reaction, and it's so much bigger than yourself. I feel like that's like a big way to combat imposter syndrome, is just allowing yourself to sit with this for a second and like look at the chain reaction that you've caused just from the one thing that seems so small, that has become your homeostasis, your day-to-day normal of like as simple as brushing your teeth in the morning. Yeah, no, 100%. And I like, it's so interesting to think like that, like you're part of this huge big thing. And I think it really does kind of help ground you a little bit. It helps keep you like, okay, this is huge. Like I really did work hard for this. And like, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm a little bit more not so honed in onto like the little reasons as to why I don't deserve something or something like that. But like, it's so, I have to think about how I'm going to word things. But it's like how, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I keep like spit it out and we'll niche it together. We'll niche it together. I'll help you find words. I feel like because I'm like running on 3 hours of sleep, I start a topic and then I stop. And I'm just like, she's just babbling and she's like, where am I? I had a freaking point and now it's gone. But whatever. It is interesting that like we do kind of need to sit into the uncomfy. Like I really love that you said that. Like be uncomfortable. It's okay being uncomfortable. Like and stuff like that. Like that's life. That's life. And I don't think you can grow without doing that. No. You know? I don't You're not going to. No. Like it's important to kind of be uncomfortable, to be scared, to have a little bit of fear. Like, and I think there's fear in, at least for me, there's fear in realizing that you are successful. Oh, that's terrifying. It's so scary. Because it's the fear of that's going to go away. Oh my gosh. No. And like, it's going to go away or you're going to mess up. You're going to mess it up. Like, there's so many things. Like, you see this really, really good thing. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I got to step it up. Because it's going to be taken away from me. And that's, like, really scary and stuff like that, too. And that like, can kind of be when you start to sabotage it just a little bit. Oh, well. It's when you get way too in your head about it. Oh, 100%. Stress yourself out. Yeah, you're just not going to take care of yourself at that point. Like, that's scary stuff. Right. But how beautiful if we can just take the moment for what it is. Yeah. And it's like, okay, even if this goes away tomorrow. Yeah. It's like, I have this right now. Mm-hmm. Let me just be in it right now. No. It is kind of like, that's kind of, I've had to do like exposure therapy with it. Because I'm very... love that for you. Terrifying, actually. But like, I live in the moment a lot and I get really, really scared that these moments are going to end. It's a whole thing for me. Like, I see success, I get success, and I'm scared to lose it. Yeah. And stuff like that. And so I have to put myself through these like little exposure therapies of being like, okay, so what if? What if you lose it? I love playing the what if game. No, I'm horrible. I'll do that with my brides sometimes too on wedding days. Yeah. And they're like stressed. I'm like, okay, what's the worst case scenario? Yeah. Tell me the worst case scenario. Let's go. If you're anxious about it, okay, let's jump in there. I love that you do that with your brides. That's amazing. You have to like read the room, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Some brides you can't do that with. They're gonna have a crisis. Oh my gosh. Know, if it's the brides that are having like the really, like you can blatantly see the irrational anxieties. You're like, okay, babe, worst case, like it's raining outside. Okay, worst case scenario. Yeah. What happens? You have an inside venue? Okay, cool. If it starts raining, you have a whole team of people that are gonna take your stuff from outside and they're gonna bring it inside for you. Yeah. Like people got you. Yeah. No. And that's so true. Like you kind of have to do that and stuff. Like it's the little reality check of like, hey. Yeah. Breathe. And I kind of feel like that keeps you, I think that sets you up for success. Absolutely. Because if you're going to sit and be like, so in your head, wallowing, you're just going to tear yourself down. Yeah. But I think if you sit and you be like, okay, we're here, we're seeing success.
I acknowledge that I am being successful.
Mm-hmm.
It feels really uncomfy and scary,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm a little worried that this is gonna go away.
Right.
So what happens if it goes away? I'm gonna move on and try and be successful again. And so like you and it feels just more like attainable and more manageable once you sit down and think logically about that.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, yeah, this may go away, but you know, I think I want to try and do something else that continues the success, or maybe I want to try this approach. And it's like, oh, that's really not that bad. That's not that scary. And then you can grow and learn new things to better, you know, have a better range of talents and stuff like that and stuff. Yeah. And I think it's scary. It's uncomfy. It's really...
Nobody likes change. We're creatures of habit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Changes. But it's good. It's good.
One more time? Okay, cool. Got it.
So we had... what happened the first time? It overheated.
Madison lost her train of thought about 3 times. We yapped about imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Battery
died.
Camera overheats. SD card filled up. All the fun stuff.
We have really good streaks, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and this is our 2nd episode. We're working out the kinks, everyone. I literally don't know how people do this, so we're we're figuring it out.
I'm just a little guy. Okay.
Okay, so I kind of want to finish off by saying some kind of like positive things.
Oh, the impulsive brain. It was like, in the name of Jesus Christ.
In the name of Jesus. I'd like to bear my testimony.
I gotta go.
Oh my god.
I gotta
go. Okay. So, imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Very intense topic. We all feel it. We all go through it. Maybe some not as much as others. And
love
that's
you,
okay.
hate you.
Love you and hate you. The worst. But I think really what's just important is that, you know, it isn't always so bad.
Yeah.
We are strong individuals who can get through anything that we set our minds to. Mm-hmm. And if the imposter syndrome is coming in thick,
there's ways to pull yourself out of it.
There's ways to pull
yourself out of it. You don't have to be stuck in it.
No.
Like, you can pull off of social media for a hot second.
Yeah.
You can find your friends, plan a cutie little shoot. You know?
Oh,
we do that all the time. It's been a second, but we do it.
We do. Oh my gosh.
We've been busy bees.
We have little support systems.
Yeah.
Talking about it, I think, is such a big thing. So important. Like, it doesn't... I don't think anybody needs to be ashamed of having imposter syndrome.
No, not at all.
It's... Everyone goes through it, and what gets you through it is people that help you and stuff like that. Like, some people may like to internally do that, and that's fine. That's fine.
Process internally, but...
Go for it.
Pull yourself out of it.
Yeah, for sure. And
sit in it for as long as you need to sit in it, but don't allow yourself to stew and get lost in it. And end up hurting yourself.
Yeah. And, you know, choose to, I guess, go through the imposter syndrome and choose to grow from it. Mm-hmm. Really analyze your feelings. Pick apart how it's making you feel. How can you grow?
Yeah. Use it as a tool for growth.
Yeah.
Use it as like self-reflection and being like, why am I actually feeling this way?
Yeah.
Is it because I'm actually terrible at this? Or is it time to set new goals?
Yeah. Huge.
So good.
Love that. So, I believe in you guys. We believe in you guys. And...
No, with so much love. You're going to do great.
No, we're going to do great. Yes. And would also love to hear anybody's, like, opinions and thoughts on imposter syndrome, too. Like, drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
Like,
tell us. Hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe and share.
Like, share with your friends. Merch is in the link.
Oh, my gosh. Merch. Could you imagine Talk Photo Me merch? We're going to get there one day.
We'll get there. It'll be good.
But
I say we like I'm part of it. You'll get there.
You're gonna be on the show multiple times.
I've been dragged into this against my will. I'm actually being held hostage in Maddie's basement.
Surprise! You're on all of the ads.
This is a Talk Photo Me merch is actually my face and not your face.
Oh my gosh.
I actually vote that it's Nico's face. But
oh, throw my dog in there. Absolutely.
Yeah, here for
he
that.
is the one. But anyways, thanks so much for listening, everyone. I have to make sure this is... Oh, yeah. Thanks so much for listening, for channeling in. This one's a longer one.
Yeah.
I hope you stuck through all of our shenanigans.
If you made it, thank you.
Yeah, you're a real one.
Sorry for the cackles.
Not really.
I would say I'm sorry for the sarcasm, but I'm hilarious, so.
Oh. And humble.
I act like this in front of the camera, but IRL, I'm just like...
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this has been so much fun.
Yes.
All right, Katie, go ahead and plug your stuff. Where can they find you?
Oh, so many places. Most of the time at Dutch Bros.
She does meet and greets there
Target.
every Saturday.
Could you imagine? No, girl, I'm busy on Saturdays. I'm at weddings.
Sorry, every Wednesday.
You can find me on Instagram, Katie Sue Photography, also on Pinterest, Facebook for the friends that prefer Facebook.
Yep.
I'm not going to say the comment that I was about to say.
We were all thinking it. It's fine.
I'm like, if you're above 40, I'll see you on Facebook. Or if you refuse to Instagram. No, we support Facebook.
Yeah.
Website's Katie Sue Photo. She doesn't do TikTok. I got scared of TikTok.
Scared world out there.
TikTok went viral and people were mean, so disappeared from her. But Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, website.
Amazing.
My email's on my website. And then hopefully y'all see me soon teaching yoga classes. See you in 2025 teaching yoga classes.
Yeah, teach them yogas.
Yeah, or sound baths. I do those too. I have one in September.
What?
September 27th.
Spiritual
We're Canvas
experience.
and Lehigh. Come party.
Do it.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 recommend.
$12.
It's basically illegal if you don't do it.
If Maddie's not there, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. Work on it.
That's it for me.
Okay. This is Talk Photo to Me. You can find us on Instagram, Talk Photo to Me. We have a YouTube. It's Talk Photo to Me Pod.
Cute.
I'm Maddie Roberts. You can find me at Mad Rod Photography or Mad Rod Love Stories if you like love stories. Yeah. Thanks so much for being here, guys. What a freaking party. Almost said a different word. Woo! Bye!
See you next time.
See you next time. Katie will be here next time.
Well, I'm just like the permanent guest
Yeah.
of the podcast.
Surprise, this is how I trap you into
They
being
don't
my
get
co.
They're like, so you're actually permanently on this show now.
I started this to have both of us on permanently.
Watch is like, I'm on like a couple different episodes and people are like, can you please pick somebody else?
So, like,
This girl is actually really mean to you, Maddie. Are you okay?
it's my kink. I love it.
She's a sadist. I'm a masochist. Like, it just works, you know?
It just works. We
She's
complete
the bottom
each other.
and the top.
Honestly.
We're both married. True Utah girly fashion. We're swingers.
Katie! I wasn't ready for that to get out!